I wrote this one down because I didn't want to. I kind of sort of want to say it properly. Wish me luck on that one. So here what I want to talk about. Here what I want to say. When Harris and Biden was president and was running because Biden was president and was running for re-election, and Biden, Harris running for, she was vice president and running for president. When both of them was doing their thing, one of the things they wanted to do was, one, make it easier for people who on housing support, food stamps, all this stuff, to be able to get a job and support themselves. People who come into the country illegally, give them a chance to get work papers and become a citizen so they can take care of themselves, so they can come off the system. One of Biden's and Harris' thing before Biden got done, his thing was go to these countries and help build the country so that people won't have to leave the country. Instead of destabilizing countries anymore, let's help the countries rebuild so people don't want to leave the country. That was one of their things. That was one of her goals. All right. So reduce illegal immigration, reduce people's need to be on the system, tax the wealthy and the rich so they pay more taxes, so then that money goes back into, yes, the system to help fund and build all of that stuff. And if you tax, here's the thing, if you tax the wealthy the way they're supposed to be taxed, they would be forced, this is simple, it's as simple as you can get it. They will be forced to put the money back into the system, aka pay people, aka invest in the companies, because they don't want to pay the extra taxes. This is why this is why when they were taxing corporations and these rich oligarchs back in the day, 70 and 90%, it worked. Because instead of they accumulate wealth, they give it to their workers and back out as much as possible, back into the companies, back into, again, keep saying it, the workers' pockets. They donated more. Why? Because they didn't want to pay the taxes. More money means more taxes. So they have to give it away. But no, y'all rather they pass this big ugly nonsense bill. This everybody keep calling it a big ugly bill. I'm just calling that this monstrosity of the nightmare. Let's call it a nightmare because that's what it is. It's straight up a nightmare. Y'all rather, MAGAs rather wanted people who voted for Trump and people who stayed home. Let them do what they're doing now. Pass that atrocity called a bill. I don't know what the fuck you did. That's not a bill. That's literally an atrocity. All right. Now, remember what I said about Biden and Harris. Okay. So this is what MAGA rather you do. Remember, Harris and Biden wanted people to help you now so you can get off the system later. All right. They wanted to fix the countries so that people don't want to leave them countries, all right? Give people a pathway to citizenship so they can start paying more taxes and start working and taking care of themselves, get off the system. Tax the wealthy. Just going over here, tax the wealthy so they're forced to put back the money into the community, back into the workforce, back into their companies. So, it helps everybody. That's what they wanted to do. But this is what MAGA wants instead, and people who stayed home 2024 election instead of voting. This is what y'all wanted instead. Instead of paying to put people in temporary housing and then give them a pathway to citizenship, they didn't want to do none of that. Remember, they didn't want Biden and Harris because that's socialism or some nonsense. That was horrible. No, instead they rather pay one person to go freaking play golf for more than what it would have cost to house some damn people. That's what they wanted instead. They wanted somebody to go play golf that for the same price it would have cost to just house some people. AKA help some people. That's what they wanted instead. So when I keep saying, and y'all don't have to listen to me, y'all don't have to agree with me, but when the proof is that this is hitting you in the face, you have no other choice but to call it out. Okay? They rather pay for somebody to go golfing because this is what he did in his first term. So why do you think his second term would have been any different? All the man do is play golf and use taxpayer money for nonsense, for his own benefits. That's what he used taxpayer money for. So instead they rather help people so they can find somewhere to live. No, they rather pay for him to go golfing. Because you know this, none of them say nothing about him going golfing. Not one of them come out and say, you know what, he shouldn't be golfing so much. Because it costs us the same amount of money to house some people. Not one of them. Second, I don't want to use my tax money, right, to feed people. No, let's not feed people. Let's get rid of food stamps and this thing with I forget the name of that program that used to send food to different countries to feed people, kids, starving people. No, let's not use our money to do that. But instead, let's build a concentration camp in Florida and all over this freaking country that's going to cost them far more than it would to feed some damn people and house some illegal immigrants that eventually would have been able to get a citizenship if they'd make it possible, to then turn around and pay taxes in this country. No, that costs too much. But let's go build some concentration camp, torture some people. That seemed like a better spending for their money. So when I say MAGAs, people who stayed home because they couldn't vote for Kamala Harris, but they voted for Trump and the Republicans, and every person who voted for Trump and the Republicans, when I say they're evil, selfish, vindictive, just horrible people, you don't have to look far to find the proof. It don't take much to to prove my point of how evil these people truly are. Because no, you don't want to pay for nobody so they can live, get a work permit, and start taking care of themselves. No, that's too much for you. It's better to put them in a concentration camp, torture them, and it costs you more to do that. Yeah. Make that shit make sense.